If you've spent any time at all on LinkedIn and you've looked at a lot of profiles like I have, one thing that you noticed is that many people just put together the most basic profile and sort of forget it, thinking that somehow it's a static thing that you never have to deal with. The reality is very different. And then you have the problem of being in the defense industry where you have a lot of special challenges that can often not be translated into a resume. So I want to share 5 functions on LinkedIn that if you take the time to do them can really benefit somebody in the defense and contracting industry. First of all, one of the problems you might have is the fact that you have multiple backgrounds, meaning, for example, you were in logistics and then switched to operations, or you were in security and you switched to something else. So you'll end up with a lot of specialties and a lot of experience, and it's easy to have too much to show people. So in LinkedIn, one of the benefits that you can take advantage of is the ability to load customized resumes. We go into this later in the course, but essentially the idea is you can upload custom resumes for different focus specialties and use them when you apply for jobs. So that way you can have a resume that fits what you want to go after without losing a lot of time getting it ready. Another thing that you have are a lot of medals and awards and commendations. But part of the problem will be people that see them may not understand what an Army Achievement Medal is or a Bronze Star and so forth. But with LinkedIn, you have the space to let them understand it. And the way you do that is in your profile. If you take the time to do this, you can add, I put one on here as an example, you can add honors and awards under your accomplishments. So let's say that you have an Army Achievement Medal. There's space where you can take the citation off of the certificate and include it there, especially when it's something that's relevant to the jobs that you're going after or the strategy you've taken about what you're trying to portray yourself as on LinkedIn. So for example, I've put a fake citation here. And with this much language, you still have another 1,800 characters. This is only 200 characters. So you can put a lot under these, and this is very useful for search purposes and keyword purposes. Another thing that you can do is to show yourself in multiple environments. You know, the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, you can definitely do that on LinkedIn. So let's say that you have a kind of job where part of your time is going to be spent in the field and part of it is spent in a corporate environment. Recruiters and HR people may not be certain whether you're comfortable doing that, so show them as an example. So you could take images of yourself in those environments. So let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about here. You could have images of yourself doing whatever, your job or some achievement, whatever it would be, in, say, a deployed environment. Then you could also show yourself in a corporate environment, being comfortable, fitting in, and so on. In other words, you take advantage of the media possibilities on here, whether video, photographs, etc., and show them. Don't tell them, but let them see for themselves. And that leads to another function that most people don't take advantage of, and that's the use of video. So I'm going to use a piece of video I have here just to show you the idea. I cover this in another lesson about how to upload video because it's kind of complicated on LinkedIn profiles. But essentially, let's say that you have a video that you want to use to introduce yourself. If you have a smartphone, you can take really high quality videos using those as long as you pay attention to the lighting and the sound. Do it someplace where you can get good sound. So for example, you could put a video maybe showing yourself in action, or a video showing yourself introducing yourself to the recruiters. Anything that you can use your imagination for. So when they watch it, they can get a sense of who you are as a person. Now, given this context of being able to show yourself, this is the fifth thing that I want to suggest. Many people that I deal with in terms of resume writing use a lot of buzzwords. And one of the buzzwords is out-of-the-box thinking. Well, how do you show out-of-the-box thinking? One way to do that is to do the unexpected, or do something unique that others aren't doing. Lots of people can put up images of or video of themselves in their profile. But imagine that you took the time while you're moving around, because that's part of the defense-related industries where you get reassigned. You might go from country to country and so forth. So instead of going back later and trying to find people to recommend you, imagine you took your smartphone and recorded a video recommendation from them. You'd have the opportunity to say, look, I'm going to add this to my LinkedIn profile, and I would really appreciate it if you could give me a recommendation about working with me on quality assurance. Or the next person, you'd say, working with me on project management. You kind of control the recommendations, and you record the video. So let's say that this video, instead of being one about you, recorded by you, it's one of your references talking about you. So now the recruiter is going to see something really unique, and he's going to be more attentive to you and your profile, especially when it's relevant to what it is you're applying to.